Hey, Kurosh here. I have a quick update for you before we dive into today's episode. I wanted to let you know that my course, the Waves of Focus, is now open for enrollment through May 2nd. The course is roughly a 3-month program where we explore how to transform this relationship we have with our minds, the wandering nature of it, helping it turn into this powerful asset rather than something we have to fight against. We'll dive deep into visit-based approaches rather than force-based methods, helping you create rhythms that work with your natural tendencies rather than have to fight against them. If you enjoy this podcast, I think you'll love the more immersive experience of the course. Head on over to wavesoffocus.com to learn more. All right, on with the episode. Growing up in the 80s, Friday night music videos, then MTV, these were the big things. I'd get so excited to see Aha, Billy Idol, Michael Jackson, Madonna, the rest. Big hair metal was amazing. Guns N' Roses was still underground. Metallica was counterculture. Practicing my scales, arpeggios, playing green sleeves on the piano with my teacher, I'd drift off to wonder, how do these musicians make the music they do? It seems so far off from whatever it is I'm doing. I try to make up this, that, or the other. My first composition was something of a series of notes running up and down a scale in some key that I made sure to include sharps and flats just to make sure it was complex enough. Eagerly, I'd show it off to my piano teacher, and she patiently, kindly, maybe even sincerely, said something along the lines of, "That's nice," followed by a, "Now let's get back to work." And in my mind, but I'm not rocking out like Poison yet. Welcome to the Rhythms of Focus podcast for wandering minds who are tired of feeling that they have to force themselves to make things happen. Maybe know that when things line up well, that tendency to wander actually becomes a powerful wave of focus. I'm Dr. Kurosh Dini, fellow wandering mind. It wasn't that long ago that I struggled to make things happen. Whether it was to remember when to pay a bill, do things over time, or look at a list without feeling repulsed. Fast forward through years of study and practice, I can now not only deal with the world, I can be creative, playful, and engage in the ways that make sense to me. I can be a doctor, musician, father, still play games in the evenings. I've created this podcast to share these ideas so you can do the same, hopefully with a lot less of the troubles I needed to go through to get here. Whether you have ADHD, deal with anxiety, or just suffer from a powerfully creative spirit, I invite you to join me in this weekly podcast to start finding your own way to a calmer, more intuitive space. Please note, I'm not functioning as your doctor, psychiatrist, psychoanalyst, therapist, or otherwise. This is here for education, if not entertainment, and I do hope you enjoy it. We're so accustomed to reward. The end goal, the vision of whatever we think will bring us joy, happiness, if not some unconscious fantasy of immortality. And we see it in our psychology with Skinner, who linked stimulus and reward. We push it in our science and medicine when we implicitly say that the only thing that matters is what can be measured. We say it in our day-to-day lives when we believe that we only need that hack or trick to make something work. We do it to ourselves when we aim for a score in that language app rather than using the app to connect with our own voice within. The trope of focus on a journey over its reward persists as a trope because we so often don't live it. Students often wonder about the Waves approach to, quote, dealing with an ADHD mind. But it's not about dealing with. It's practicing. We're practicing ADHD. Well, what good is that? Well, when practicing the piano, we do eventually find a place of ease within the notes. We discover a voice. Regularly, I hear others tell me that they can instantly recognize my style of playing. It's not that I deliberately sought that out. I got there by practicing the fundamentals. The voice came of its own accord. Over time, whatever unique bubble I represent in the current wave of existence manifests on its own. It's just the way it happens. My job is to be aware, and remove impediments where I can regularly over time. It's also known as practice. Not only that, but the thing is I enjoy it. I enjoy that process. I enjoy the engagement of challenge in the small and large, finding a possible trailhead of mastery where I can, feeding the play that comes with that resonates with the sense of meaning within and often with others. The same thing happens when we practice our way of being. ADHD, for example, is this flow through a thin passage of the now, strong and powerful, or stumbling and turbulent. It's like air within a flute, bow across a string, a tap on a drum. We don't manage ADHD, we practice it. And in so doing, we can find our strength and power, and more importantly, our own voice. When hearing the simple ease of Frank Sinatra's almost spoken, but clearly sung tunes, when we watch the smooth moves of Michael Jackson's feet, when we know those moments of care, calm, play, and mastery all hidden in that gentle, barely perceptible smile of a craftsperson at work, we know that they're in love with the craft, the practice itself. And when we bring that joy to the moment's challenge, we bring that self into the work. The funny thing about improvisation is that it rests on structure. Without structure, we'd only have a mess. As I say, there's something interesting that does seem to happen at this interface between chaos and structure. Whatever systems we build have to include the nature of our wandering, that flow of thought, that delight in play. Otherwise, we ourselves are not there. We're simply acting as some automaton. So much of those I don't wanna feelings are about rebelling against being that automaton. When we approach structure, when we practice, when we look at the study of others, their systems, their views of the world, there can be something powerful about pausing and aligning this with our own voice, with our own moment of challenge, which then lets us take in whatever it is we're studying to grow our own voice. The following piece is an improvised work, but it rests in a very clear structure of C minor, a particular set of notes. It has a home of C, that root note. And the notes and the structures of the notes themselves all form something. But all of those notes, all of those ideas, all of the ways this sonic building has come to be over the eons, if you will, has been brought into that studied place in order to become play, which I hope you can hear between the notes. The following piece has a silly name. It's called A Flavor of Slop. I like that name. It's in C minor, as I mentioned, and I hope you enjoy it. you've enjoyed what you've heard today, kindly subscribe, rate, review with whatever app you're using. If you're on the Apples, press the Apple buttons. If you're on the Spotifys, press the spots. If you're on the YouTubes, press those things, whatever the things. And if you're feeling especially generous, consider leaving a review. Maybe mention your favorite piano piece or just say hi. Your support helps more wandering minds find this podcast.